Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood production, classic constructed in the UPRISING format here. We have another gameplay video featuring Bravo the Showstopper and Viserai Rude Blood. So this video is coming out right after, so we're recording this right after the PT in Lille, right? And so after seeing a bunch of the top 8s there, and of course Prism achieving the Living Legend status, we feel like there's a lot of decks that now are out of the baby cage, as they say. Like Prism is not gatekeeping Guardians as much, or at all. During the Icelander, decks like that. So we are going to be putting out more videos with gameplay, specifically surrounding Runeblade characters and other decks that might have been pressured by Prism in the meta, and of course, obviously some other decks such as like Rhine, like the Brutes, Rhinar Levia, that might be a bit better now, like Disruptors, like obviously Lexi and stuff like that will still be doing. But we thought that we just released the Bravo deck tech. Of course, the decks do evolve. Like I do change them, but I will be putting in kind of like what I've seen as like a standard list that you can then deviate from yourself based on your local nationalist meta. I can't say what decks people are bringing. I can only just see my own thoughts on them, of course, and Rob's thoughts. And with that, I'm joined by Rob, my co-creator, co-caster, co-commentator, co-compatriot. He's going to be on the Viserai. This is Pablo Pintor's list, fresh off PE. The Bravo list I'm playing is just going to be the list that I featured on the deck tech. I think there might be one or two cards that I've like missed somewhere that I don't particularly remember, but that's completely okay. Yeah. And with that, we're just going to go quickly over the cards we didn't put. So the rest of the sideboard that is not currently in the matchup. So I am running on the Bravo side the Null Boots and then the standard Crown Plating Crater Fist. You don't really use the Null 2 for Rosetta. It's not something that is like an immediate threat. The bigger threat is the Rune Chance. Siding out the Choke Slam. So Choke Slam it's good in this matchup. It's not as used. I mean, the only thing that gets buffed in Rob's deck is Swarming Gloomveil and Shrill of Skullform. Yep. Those are the main two things to get buffed. However, I'm already kind of at the cap of the cards that I can have in the Bravo deck, so it's a lot of other cards that kind of come in specifically for this matchup. So the direct replacement for this in the matchup is Race Face, which I do side in, obviously directly for Viserai. Hits them real hard because Viserai relies very much on Runeblade text. Right, and so that's still in the deck. Command and Conquer, Crippling Crush. The Spinal Crushes are also on the deck. Yeah, so there's like a fair amount of reds. You have slots for about 20 reds or so to get to 60 over your 40 blue count. And so Choke Slams just kind of didn't make the cut there. Beltings, they don't come in. They're not for this matchup. They are for control and mid-range. They're not for the aggro decks. It's just too slow. They don't have an on-hit. I don't really need value over a Nothos in this matchup if I'm just going for value. Oasis Respite, they are not for. It is true. It is true you can use them to fully block a Rosetta. I don't really want to pitch one for it. It's like, yeah, I can pitch one to block Rune Chance if that's something that has been like done this turn. However, it's just one of those cards that isn't really for this. It's mainly for Wizard, Kano specifically, and also Icelander. Although I'm kind of unsure about whether Oasis will stay in this deck. It is fine. I think there might be better options depending on what you're expecting in the meta. Remembrance doesn't come in. This is not really a fatigue kind of game plan. And as far as the D-Reacts, I don't know where the Third Fate is. Third Fate is somewhere. It's not in the deck. The Fates are not in the matchup. I am running 2 of the Sync Belows, which is interesting, huh? But there are 3 Sync Belows in the deck. It is really good for filtering hands. So I use it doubly so into Viserai to try to not have a bunk hand, and to also be able to like block their 4 breakpoints, essentially like a 3 and a 4 blocks a mauve red shrill, like a red mauve shrill for 7. A 3 and a sync blocks that completely, right? So it's also good for those breakpoints. I am running both pulverizes. I think I can probably take one of the pulverizes out of the matchup. I'm testing something specifically. I just want to see how good pulverize is in this matchup. So I'm putting in 2. I don't particularly recommend it. I think 1 is fine. I'm just curious to see if the second one would be okay.
I guess with Showtime, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like if Viserai takes a more blocking stance, if like because this deck does put on a lot of disruption, whereas Viserai can't necessarily break through it.
Yeah.
And if Viserai does take more like a defensive stance to build up a really big turn, I think Pulverize quite good in those scenarios. So I'm testing to see like how well it works with that. I think you can cut down to 1. Like I'm going to 61 cards. I think you can cut down to the 60 cards and take it would be the 1 Pulverize would come out, 1 would stay in. And then it would be 2 sinks, I think is fine. I think 2 sinks is 3 sinks is also okay. If you want the sinks, you'd have to take out another red. I think taking out an erase face is probably wrong. Like it's for Viserai, taking one out doesn't really make much sense. It is good into other stuff like Wexy, Icelander. It's a very well versatile card, but that is kind of my thoughts. That, and we're also running the I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. We keep the CNCs in this matchup too. So
you've got those. Yeah,
I think that's pretty much what that is. Yeah.
Cool. So as Eric mentioned, I am playing Pablo Pintor's list from the recent Pro Tour in Lille. I'll mention a bit of the differences between my old Viserai deck and this one, just to kind of bring a bit of context. So a lot of cards that came out of my old list were Rune Flashes, Amplify the Arcanite Red, as well as Consuming Volition. So a lot of the Rune Blade kind of attack action cards came out of the list in favor of a few more defensive cards. We have Sing Blows came in, as well as Dread Triptych, which was a card that I didn't play for a little while, but it was in a lot of lists before, kind of came out, and now came back into Pablo's list. So nice to see that card come back. As for the cards in the sideboard that I'm not running, so Lead the Charge blue, of course, is mainly into Prism. There's also yellows that I'm not running here. I just didn't bother putting it in because Prism's LL anyway, so we'll change that. But no blues, no yellows of Lead the Charge. Erase Face came out into Bravo because all it really affects is your Seismic Surge, which, you know, sacrificing a whole turn to play an Erase Face to disrupt 1 Seismic Surge, not the best. And then I took out the Runic Reclamations, which is basically Prism and Briar Hate, so you can pop the Channel Mount Heroic with it. And that's all there is for the sideboard. Without these cards, there were 59 cards in the deck, and then I added in the Arcanite Shard, which I didn't really want to play in this matchup because it doesn't block, but I needed 1 card and it seemed like the best choice of these cards to put in.
Yeah. You are running Sink Blows and more 3 blocks anyways, so like you probably can sink it away, that kind of thing. It's not.
Yeah, it does correct the hand. You're right. Yeah, it is good for correcting hand, so I can probably sink it away if I need to. Okay.
Yeah, I think not playing Erase Face is reasonable because Bravo it's just an attack that costs 3 or greater, so it doesn't even like I can still dominate
an attack. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like the Seismic Surge is nice, but a lot of times you don't really need it. So let's roll it up. I got a 4.
I got 4 as well, actually.
Oh my god, we're both just awful. That makes
I got 5.
Well, this is a 9. Well, I got the 6 anyway. So
you decide. Your 1 dice beats mine 2. Yep, you decide.
I'm gonna be going first here. So first, generally, Bravo likes to go first. He has a lot
dominated
of really hands. Yeah. I can dominate pretty much anything.
Showtime into what's its face into Pulverize is a thing.
Yeah, Showtime would be real good.
All right.
And is interesting. It's not terrible, but yeah.
So I am worried that he dominates something like a Spinal or something. That's technically possible off 7. Yeah, you can pitch 3 blue to do it. Yeah, technically possible
Bit of an unfortunate hand here. I think I'm good at pitching Arouse the Ancients for a Seismic Surge.
Yep.
2 floating. I'm then going to end up. Arsenaling 1 card and passing.
No way. All right, Tunic.
Well, yeah, I could swim with Hammer and let you like cycle, but it's just like not that great, and my hand wasn't really threatening that much anyways, so decided to just not bother.
I mainly said no way because I really wished you attacked me there.
Well, if I the thing is, if I dominate something, you only get to get rid of 1 card anyways, so it's
yeah. Well, yeah. It would have been great for you to dominate me, right?
Yeah, me attacking with a hammer turn 1 is not happening on like any level. I just would never do that.
No, this is actually awful. So I'll start off by playing Mauve Skies, yellow.
It seems okay so far.
Not when the rest of my cards are blue. So.
Okay, well, you do run a fair amount of blues though.
That's true. Yeah, the deck did change to more be more of a blue heavy
Yep.
deck. Okay, well, I guess that means I can pitch for Grasp. Let's just see if I have enough for that, because the blues I have are actually pretty costly. So, I do want to Arsenal something too, even though it'll be a blue card. Okay, I probably can't afford to Grasp here. So, let's pitch 3 to come in with a Spellblade Assault blue. So I'll still come in with 3 Rune Chants created off of that, which is not the worst. Because Spellblade Assault creates 2, I'm sorry. So I've got 3 in the back pocket. Coming in now for 2 physical. On hit, create 2 more Rune Chants.
Right, okay, so this just matters if I want to give you a card or not. It's a yellow mauve? Yeah, so 2 rune chance is like...
so 2 Rune Chants, yeah.
It's a reasonable amount of damage. They're like, you get off the back because you get 5 rune chance.
Exactly, and that's actually pretty good setup. 5 Rune Chants
I'm thinking about locking with armor here. This hand is okay. Well, I mean, I sculpted it, right? So it's not going to be awful, right?
Yeah, yeah. You planned it out.
I think blocking with Crater Fist is pretty efficient here because I get to block for 2, but I'm really blocking for 4.
Yeah, you're blocking the 2 rune chance that I'll get. Yep. I'll spend the last on Rosetta. Let's just get some damage out. So it'll be 3 rune chance. I'm sorry, then 2 and 2, so 7 total.
Yep, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I have to decide whether I want to use any of these cards for this.
Yeah, there was consideration on keeping the rune chance for next turn, but because I have a powered up Rosetta with the arcane, there's no reason not to spend it.
Yeah, I'll be taking the 7 here.
Yeah, okay. I'll move to Arsenal.
Yep. Pretty good, pretty good. Seismic Surge pops. So for Bravo, taking 7 is like fine if your hand is like reasonably decent and has disruption. This hand is like, it could be better, but I'm gonna kind of roll with it anyways. So I'm gonna be pitching 6 for a Spinal Crush. I have 2 floating, 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal.
Yeah, you said 2 floating, right?
So, yeah, 2 floating. You have to be like wary as the Bravo player when you want to be using Bravo. So if the more resources you have up, the easier it is to feign a pummel. However, at the beginning of the game, when Rune Blades have all their armor up, 9 Dominate it's not really it, right? So I would probably always dominate Crippling Crush in most scenarios in this kind of thing because you will get something through. However, with so much armor, it's a little bit harder to justify dominating the Spinal.
I'm going for an 8 block, taking 1, unless you react. 1 card left in hand.
Yeah, I'll take your last card. I'll pummel.
Okay, yeah. It was Read the Runes. Keeping that as a last kind of 1 card play would have been good, but pummel comes through. So I'm taking 5, I think total.
5,
yeah.
Yep. So that's reasonable. All Arsenal cards. So I got the tempo on. We're pretty even life. I get an Arsenal card. He also has an Arsenal card though, so
I'll take my Tunic up and pass to you.
Yep. It's reasonable. This hand is it ain't it. It ain't it, Rob. I will do it anyways, though.
Okay.
I'm going to opt to use the Terra Sunder from the Arsenal with the Showtime. It is important to know if my blues were not 3 costs, I would not be doing this because the Anothos would not be coming in for 7. They'd be coming in for 5, which is like literally just 2 of his armor blocks.
Or I guess, you're right, I have to fully block. This is not a crush effect. This is a full block to prevent the Terra Sunder. So you said it was 7 Dominate, right?
7 Dominate, I have 2 cards in hand. So now the nice thing about this is I'm always threatening pummel. And the key is you want to be able to make your opponent think about using his armor effectively. And if you have to pummel, you just blow him out of the water, right? Because at that particular point, you get his cards, because it's Terra Sunder, and you're going to get his armor, which is really good for later.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of those turns where I choose to use my armor. I'll fully block this for 7. I will crown, of course. Once I declare all my blocks, I can then crown, which I'll do right away. So I'll take the Arsenal and put it back to my hand.
You mean to the bottom of your deck and draw?
I'll take the Arsenal to the bottom of my deck and draw, yes. Okay, 7 block.
Yep, 7 blocks good. I will Arsenal this card and pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So getting the crown is really nice. Yeah. And getting a point off the grasp is also good. So you want to try to get the armor a little bit earlier. If you can.
Yeah. So this is yeah. It's okay. Tunic. This is not what I wanted, unfortunately.
Neither of us are really getting what we want, are we?
No. It's a full hand of attack actions. So, yeah. I'll pitch Spellblade Assault for CNC. So 1 arcane, 6 physical, 2 floating. No go again. 1 card.
Yep. I'll take the 1. I'm thinking about the 6 here.
Yep.
So I'm just thinking whether it's like the right. Your crown's gone, by the way. It doesn't have.
No, sorry. I'm so used to skull cap. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. You were at higher health too, so it would have actually worked. Double whammy. So
double negative cancels out.
double negative. Oh, okay, that's how it works. Huh? So I could block with 2/3 blocks. It's pretty reasonable. This hand is really not ideal, so yeah. I'm just thinking if the crown giving me the extra card is worth taking the 4 damage.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess you can save the arsenal, but it's only going to be like for the anti-fatigue strategy, right? If you want to keep 1 card in your deck versus losing it.
Yeah, so I'm blocking with a CNC and a Pulverize. My hand is very red heavy.
That's fair.
I'll
move to arsenal. Yeah.
There is something to be said about like crowning and trying to get another blue, but the blue wouldn't have actually made my hand that much better because I have too many reds.
Yeah.
My turn's pretty simple. It's just going to be a seismic, pitching a staunch response. No, it's going to be CNC from Arsenal.
Oh wow, you had 2 CNCs that turn.
Well, I arsenaled one of them and I drew another one.
Yeah.
So, very, very red. I pulverized CNC, crippling crush, spinal crush, like all the reds I've been. Oh, I'm sorry, not crippling crush, just spinal crush. Like all the reds I've had so far, kind of thing, and a red pummel.
Yeah.
That is the Bravo life. Sometimes you hit your 20 reds a lot more than you think.
Yeah. Well, the card I have is actually worth keeping, but I don't really have the block. I drew a lot of 2 blocks, unfortunately. I do have the grass.
This is why I said, yeah, getting the crown out early is really, really nice, because my on hits are now like, you really want to use creepers or tunic is kind of,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. So let's do it. I'll block for 6. We'll go blue mauve, blue shrill, and grasp.
Sure. So I block 6. So arsenal pass.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm out of armor effectively.
Yeah, your armor is conditional. Well, it's not conditional. Your armor is now you're losing utility for blocking with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so I do have a decent turn. I will play Mauve Skies here. And I'll pitch... My Viserai here is an Arknight Shard. I don't have the actual one, so I'll pitch a Viserai for 3. That will create a rune chant off the Arknight Shard. And I'll play Spellblade Assault from Arsenal. That was the card I was saving. It was the only red I had. I blocked with 2 blues, then I had Mauve on Skies and an Arknight Shard. So pretty bad hand, but this is my only red, so I kind of felt I had to keep that. I had to save it.
Yeah, so again, I seem to be missing my blues here. It might be a shuffling issue, but this is I'm low rolling quite here. I'm telling you, the roll is real.
Yeah.
But 3rd CNC, so I'm going to be blocking. I'm going to be putting my Arsenal card to the bottom and drawing a card.
You got it. So that's a 5 block.
That's a 5 block, yes.
You're good. I'll just spend the last resource on Rosetta. So it will be 8 more damage, which is not bad. 4 rune chants, 2 arcane, and 2 physical.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
8 damage. I'll take the 8.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah, definitely don't really have the tempo I want. However, kind of have to claw back somehow because you have no arsenal.
Yeah.
And no armor.
Exactly, a 4-card hand. Not the greatest.
I do have Dominate, so I am going to pitch Buckling Blow to Bravo, and another Buckling Blow, and 1 floating off that. And then pitch another Buckling Blow for the Dominated Spinal.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's coming in for 9 Dominate, 1 card in hand. So I could have used the card to block Rosetta, however, it's not an on-hit. I struggle to really, quantify really blocking that as being good value.
Okay, well, it will be a 3 block. That's all I can afford. So let's block for 3. Take 6.
Yep. Yeah, you can't even with armor, you can't even stop it.
Well, yeah, you're right. It'd be 4. Yeah.
It would still do 4 if you block with both pieces of armor.
Yeah.
So you go down to 29. I arsenal my last card and pass.
Okay.
I'll go again for Rob. This is where you have Read the Runes and pass, and I cry.
I wish I had Read the Roots. That'd be the best card to draw in this scenario. I literally have to choose between a measly attack or creating a rune chant and arsenaling. I'll do it anyway. I'll attack with Storming Gloomveil for 3. Might as well use more of my cards.
Yeah, it's sad that Go Again. You can't get the Go Again off the rune chant. Real sad.
Yeah, I would have rune chanted. Well, I wouldn't have cared about the Go Again as much. I just want to use my cards, right? But you never really want to end your turn on 2 cards in hand.
That's true.
So 3 easily damage.
I'm gonna sink below here. Getting a little bit more value. I just want to fix my hand a little bit, which is kind of the whole point of this card.
Yeah.
So I will Arsenal. Oh, not Arsenal. I will sink this card, draw a card.
I'll move to Arsenal in my turn.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Didn't really draw anything that I wanted to. However, that's kind of life, you know.
That is life.
So blue pummel. Create a seismic.
Oh, pitch blue. Okay.
As one does.
Yeah.
Pitch a blue pummel. Sorry, pitch a blue pummel.
Sorry, I just heard it and I was like, "What are you doing with that pummel?" Playing it into the ether.
I will play Erase Face. So my hand beforehand was Erase Face, Spinal, CNC. So I've been drawing 3 reds for a long, and the card at Arsenal was a red. So I've drawn 3 red hands in a row, and I haven't really. I've been trying to cycle out. So my deck looks really odd. So I'm gonna have to like try to close the gap a little bit faster. Yeah. Because I don't know what the stack is gonna start to look like at this point.
Yeah. Let me think a little bit about this because I did get a hand. Yep, we'll fully block Rattlebones and Vexing Malice here. 6.
Rattlebones and Vexing Malice. So you have 2 cards and 1 in Arsenal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did lose the Rattlebone, so I'm not too worried if you pummel this, I guess. The effect won't matter as much on a 2-card hand, really. I will lose a card, but it basically means I'll lose my Arsenal, I think so. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. I'm just thinking about what I want to Arsenal here. If I want to Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't have 2 pitch. I don't know why that's there. I don't really want to Arsenal this card, so I will end up pummeling you because I don't want to Arsenal the Cranial Crush.
Okay.
So I will end up pummeling you. Red pummel.
Yeah. So I will be taking all of that. No reacts. So 4.
Yep, down to 25.
Yeah. Okay. Let me discard a card. Yeah, so I'll just come in with Swarming Gloomveil again. A naked Swarming Gloomveil for 3.
Definitely gonna block that. Yeah, so I'll block with Debilitate for 3.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll move to Arsenal.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm gonna pitch to Seismic and then pitch to Showtime.
Makes sense. Yep.
We'll be grabbing Spinal, I think. Yeah, Spinal. Okay. And then I'm gonna Arsenal Pass after. Which one?
Okay.
Draw.
So you got a full grip with Showtime drawing a card.
With Showtime. Correct.
So you're gonna get a Spinal off Dominated most likely.
Yeah. I just have to keep a card essentially.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. You will. You will.
Yeah. The other play was to in case people are wondering, is pitch 6 and Cranial Crush him for 8 and he can't draw cards. I guess like that feels just so bad. But I feel like I just have to take the turn off and pray to God that I can keep a card. Like worst case scenario, I block with my hand and armor, and then I just draw the Showtime card and hit back with Hanothos and pass, and that's it. So I think Showtime is the better play here. I could have also Showtimed for not get the Seismic Surge, use the Showtime, get a Pulverize because I have 2 Pulverize in the list, which was kind of like what I was thinking about, and then use my last blue to heave the Pulverize. However, if Rob has the nuts, then I lose because I'll have to block. And I'll have a heaved Pulverize without any crown to get it out. So Pulverize isn't the play at this point, in case anyone's curious.
Incantation to play
Rattlebones.
Yep. I'll take Swarming Gloomveil.
Sure.
So I'll banish it, then I can play it.
Yep.
I'll then play Mordred Tide. Sorry, Marvrion Skies. I'm sorry, not Mordred Tide.
You wish you played Mordred
Tide. Create a chance. And then I'll come in with Swarming. So I created
4 go
one
again?
aura. I guess it was 2 auras. I'm sorry. So it will be 4 go
4
again.
go again.
Yeah.
And the rune chant, right? The first rune
And the
chant?
first, sorry, yeah. So there's 1 rune chant here, and
one off the back.
1 in the bank. You're right. Yes.
Is that a red moth by any chance?
It is red. So it is 3 rune chants that will be created.
Yeah, that is going to be blocked. So I'll take the 1 rune chant. I will block with Crater Fists and a blue disable. 4 total.
Okay, sounds good.
And I took the 1, so I'm at 23.
Yeah, I will then elect to play Revel, creating 5 more. So I've got 6 in the bank right now.
Yep.
And we'll pitch Mordred for the Rosetta. So had I had the 1 resource for Rosetta, I could have added Mordred to all of that.
So 1 4.
It's going to be a total of 10 damage total. 6 rune chants, 2 from Rosetta, and then 2 physical.
6/2/2.
Yes, 6/2/2.
Okay, so I'll block 3 of it by pitching.
So take.
And I'll take
3?
7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, down to 16.
You got it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my turn. Seismic Surge pops. Showtime pops. I draw a card.
Oh no.
So I have 3 cards. Yeah, really nothing else to do. Just Showstopper. Final, yeah. Just 6. 9 dominate, pitching 6. 1 card left. No floating.
Yep. Spinal's good. Dominated, of course. So.
Yep.
Probably this. Yeah, I could block 6 if I want to, but I'll just sink for 4.
Yep.
I'll sink this. Oops.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of Creeper's and Tunic.
Exactly, not worth. Draw a card.
Yep, fair enough.
Okay, so I will be taking. I think it's 5. Right? Yep.
I'll arsenal my last card. Pass to you.
Okay, Tunic. Yeah, pitch to grasp, create a enchant, arsenal.
Reasonable.
Your turn.
Funny that I can grab. I've been posing to grab like pulverize. It's totally not the right play though. I forgot what was in my arsenal. So it's going to be pitch, imposing, seismic surge, pitch, tear sunder for tear sunder, 2 floating. Pitch staunch on Nothos.
Okay.
The key was to get the staunch out of hand.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the only way to do it.
Gotcha.
So, but I have 2 floating, which is super funny. I pitched 3 for this, another 3 for this, so I have 2 floating and pitched 3 for this. So 2 floating, 1 card in arsenal, 7 dominate.
Perfect.
Always be threatening Paul.
I will 9th blade block, and I'll add in a sink below. Luckily, I drew that last turn. I had 2 sinks in hand, but I couldn't use
Oh, you drew double sink?
I drew double sink, yeah. I will choose not to sink anything here. So, 7?
Yep. Sounds good. Over to you.
All right. Tunic goes to 2. Okay. Mavrion Sky's yellow. And I'll pitch the Become the Arknight for Shrill. So pretty good 3-card hand. I've got 1 floating. I'll create a second rune chant. So 1 rune chant's going to come at you with the attack, of course. But Shrill, because I created a rune chant, is going to get the buff. So we're looking at a 7 attack Shrill with 1 rune chant. And go again. On hit, of course, 2 more rune chants with Mavrion. Yeah, so really decent 3-card hand, actually. A blue to play out Shrill into Mavrion, and then 1 floating to be able to Rosetta, actually. It's quite good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to pitch Buckling Blow to block the Arcane.
Yeah. Blocking Arcane now.
Yeah, just because this is how my hand turned out. Yeah. So I'll block with Tectonic and then use 2 floating to staunch response. So I'm blocking 7.
So you had 2 staunches, or I guess you drew into this one this turn?
I drew into the second one, yeah. So I'll take the double sinks over the double staunches, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I know, yeah. All right, I'll spend the one on the Rosetta. So one arcane, so 1/2/2, which you actually have nowhere pitch for because you spent it on staunch. So that's good.
Yep.
So 5 more.
2, 2. Both of these. I could just block 3 and take 3.
Yeah. Cool. Again, I'm not arsenaling anything, but that 3-card hand was a little too good. So
yeah,
I'll try to see if I can keep something next turn. We'll see.
Reasonable.
All right, your turn.
Pitch Cranial for Seismic with the 2 floating Erase Face for 6.
Yeah, okay. So let's see if I'm actually afraid of Erase Face here.
It's not great, but again, I haven't been getting the best stuff, so
yeah.
I'll take it.
So to be honest, not really, but I do want to block out. Do I? I'm looking now, and like maybe the 6 damage isn't so bad. But no, I think it's not worth the extra. There's a way for me to get a few more rune chance off of this, but I'll block 5 instead of I could have actually pitched for Become and added in the Runeblood incantation to my turn, but 5 damage makes a little too much of a dent, so I'll take the 1.
Yep.
Turned off Viserai. Yeah.
Sounds good. Not just Viserai, just rune blood.
Blades.
Rune everything. All right, over to you.
The Runeverse.
True.
Okay. Tunic, I'll just play Read the Runes and pass to you. Arsenal.
Sure.
When you draw Read the Runes, like that opens you up to having like a decent 1-card turn, so you're okay just blocking.
That makes sense.
It would have been pitch for the other card plus Read the Runes, so not the best anyway. Yeah.
So I could heave a Blue Thunderquake, however, that seems not ideal. So I'll just reset the search token and erase face you again. The last erase face.
Holy.
You care about that one?
This hand is insane.
Can you?
Insanely
is
bad.
it still insane if it's like I was like, is it insane if you take erase face?
The thing is, I don't want to block with these cards because they're actually good, but in like conjunction with one another, they're terrible. Let's do 1 Revel. Don't need 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll add in a Sync to block 6.
6.
I will put 1 card to the bottom. Yeah, I should. Let's bottom this card.
Sure. So you have 3 cards in hand?
Yep.
2 things I can do here. Yeah, I just really don't want to heave the Blue Thunderquake, so I'm going to Blue Pummel, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. So I'll take 2 in this case. Turning off Viserai. I will discard Swarming Gloomveil. That's my 3rd, I believe. So no more Swarming.
Yep. You could Rattle Bones it if you had one.
Yeah, that's true. Cool.
I draw 4. That's all I got.
All right.
No Arsenal.
All I'm doing is spending Tunic on Runeblood Incantation and Arsenaling. So I think it's the beginning of every turn. Yeah, so that's it.
This hand is hilarious.
Hilariously bad?
No.
Oh.
Yes. Kind of. It's hard to explain.
I seriously did not shuffle this deck well enough. Oh my god. Oh. This is not how Viserai usually plays.
I guess I'll pitch Imposing Visage to rouse the Ancients, revealing Pulverize. Fully costed.
See, yeah, I know. That's pretty nice. 1 card left in hand, so I'm assuming you're going to heave that.
7 go again.
Yeah. You can also pitch for an Oathos pretty easily.
I could pitch for an Oathos. That is the other play, yep.
7 go again. I kind of feel like I need to do a little bit of something. So I'm going to take the 7. Since you're not threatening an on-hit, this is probably the best chance I have.
I'm going to pitch Pulverize to make a Seismic Surge.
Mm-hmm.
And then pitch Pummel to...
And Oathos for 6.
Yeah, I can't really justify heaving Pummel this late in the game. And Blue Pummel, I can't just pitch for an Oathos, otherwise it'd be 4. So what I have to do is...
you're right, yes. You gotta shove that in there to... Yeah. I'll block for 3 with Shrill. Take 3.
Take 3. Yep. Over to you.
This Spellbind Creepers has been useless. Okay, so I'll spend 1 token, or 1 token will pop to create a rune chant. Down to 4, or up to 4. Let's go with a... so some of you play Rune Blade. So I'll play Gorg Tome.
Mm-hmm.
One card that might want to come out of this matchup, actually, but there's not really much else to put, so... In this case, it wasn't so bad, because I didn't really intend to block with it. But in other cases, I might have wanted to block with that card. Let's now play Mordred Tide from Arsenal. So I'll generate 1 rune chant from that. Because of Viserai. And then we will play... Oh, sorry, I forgot my Tunic Charge. I'll just retroactively take that back.
Fair enough.
We'll play...
As one does.
Well, yeah, as one does in friendly matches, you know? If your buddy doesn't let you take it, he's not a true buddy. Not a true friend. I'll play Mauvrion Sky's Red, creating 2 more. Going to 7. And I will pitch a yellow Shrill for a red Shrill. So not the worst. We are coming in with 7 rune chants and a 7 power Shrill, creating 2 more on the back.
Okay, so you can't... More on the back, so you can't Rosetta, which is nice.
Yeah, I never used this properly. There you go.
So this is all you got because there's no Rosetta. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't let you hit because the Mordred's on the stack and it's a red Moth. So
it's a red Moth. Yeah.
And there's Mordred on the stack, so it's 4 rune. So.
And again, I couldn't keep a card for Arsenal again. It's so bad.
Yeah. So what you do with all blue hands and Guardian is you block with them. So I'm gonna pitch 6 to block.
So you'll take 1
6,
rune chant.
1.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll use the plating and 2 more 3-block blues to block 7.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's a full block.
My turn is going to be a pass. Shocker.
Yep. On my turn, I'll draw up and play. Well, I'll draw up on the end of my turn, then play.
Yes, accurate.
As is the rules. Okay.
As is the rules.
As is the rules of the game. Okay, yeah. So incantation pops. I'll go to 3.
Yep.
I'll play Mordred.
Oh my God, another Mordred? What the hell? All right. What else?
It's not much. Pitch for Spellblade Assault. I can't even give it go again with Creepers. I was thinking of creepering out the Mordred, but then when you're doing that, it's kind of backwards where you want to get the most value to Mordred. So it's going to be I've got 3 rune chants. I'll create 3 plus 2, so 5 more on the back. So 3 and then 2 from Viserai, and 4 physical. So you're looking at 7 damage here.
3 for the rune chants, and then I'll sink below for the 4 physical.
Pretty good. Sinking a card?
Yep, sinking a card.
I'll Arsenal and pass.
Sure.
I did run blood, I think. Yeah, I did. Okay.
Yeah, you did. You triggered 1.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to pitch Crippling Crush to... So I ended up drawing double Crippling 2 blues, which is like my luck this game. But they're way too late. If I put it in the Arsenal, it's not going to see the light of day.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch it for the Seismic and then pitch to come in for 6 instead.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
I'll block with the Creepers for 1, since I don't think I'll be able to use it. And I'll take... Was it 5?
Yeah, take 5.
Take 5. Alright. Incantation pops, going to... Oops, sorry, I was at 5, so now going to 6 rune chants. Okay. So I'm going to pitch Mauve Skies to play Rattlebones. 1 floating. I will target Swarming Gloomveil.
Yep.
Banish. And I will play it out for...
Sure.
It'll gain the +1 because I created an extra rune chant from playing it. So it is going to be 6 rune chants, 4 physical, and 1 more rune chant on the back with go again.
1 card in hand?
I've got 2 left.
Probably just pitch 6 for the rune chants.
Okay.
Block with Pummel. Take.
You're taking 2 here.
Yeah.
Take 2. Okay. I'm gonna be pitching Read the Runes to go to 2 for
Mhm.
Shrill. So 1 rune chant plus the 6 physical and 1 on the back.
Yeah, so I'll take
So
the 1
it's
rune chant, and then on the 6, I will block 3. So I'll take 3, go to 5.
okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's my turn.
Sure.
All right.
I could go to 2 and swing the hammer, but it seems bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, because
Over to you.
I do have the tunic, which I might still block with. So I think that if you come in with for 4, I'll block for 3 and use the tunic to go to 1.
Yep.
Oh gosh. uh.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to like because you had so many rune chants, so I had to like.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Oh god. I'll pitch Vexing Malice to use the grasp. It'll cost 3 to create a rune chant.
Sure.
And I'll pitch the tunic's kind of just sitting there, but it's okay.
Yeah. Just sitting, just chillaxing at the beach.
Yeah, I'll spend the I'll pitch Command and Conquer and pay the tunic to attack with Shrill. So it's gonna be 2 armor. Sorry, I'm getting tired. 2 rune chants plus 7 physical on that. No go again.
2 rune chants, 7 physical.
Yeah. You're actually getting pretty close to fatiguing me. I've got
But
3, 3, 3, 11 cards.
2 rune chants, 7. That's 9. Shit. If I had slightly more health, I could do this play.
Yeah, I'm getting
Come
at
back
least 2
with,
cards, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, because I can. I have enough for. I actually don't, so that wouldn't work.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking. I was thinking I can rouse Anothos you, but I cannot.
You gotta pitch for it and reveal 2 cards unless you have pulverize.
I don't. It didn't come back up
yet.
I will pitch the rouse to block the rune chance,
Sure.
and then
So you have 1 floating still, but it will be 7.
it will be 7. Yeah, I'm gonna take 1 and block 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, that's my turn. I keep 1 card in hand and pass to you.
Yep. My turn is swing for 4.
Okay, so I'm at 2. Let's block it out. So I'll use the 3 plus tunic here.
Yep.
I don't want to go to 1. All right.
Fair enough.
Right. So one thing I do have left in the deck is the Arknight Shard, which actually might be relevant here. So
yeah, it just creates. I have like plenty of blues, so I don't really
you're probably
care too much about shard.
I'll pitch Viserai for the
Viserai.
grasp.
Pitch a Viserai.
2 rune chance.
Grasp. 2 rune chance. Yeah.
It's not bad, not bad.
Sounds good.
And so you've got 4 left. That's okay. Yeah, we'll pitch Spellblade Assault to CNC. I've been holding on to that for a long time. Here we go.
You're gonna CNC me?
It's just sitting there. You have no arsenal, but hopefully you have a D-React that you can't play. I don't know. But you'll probably just pitch it anyways. Doesn't matter. Anyway, 2 rune chance and 6 physical.
So I did have a staunch. I'll use it to pitch,
but you can
though.
pitch. Yeah, it's not the worst. Yeah. So rune chance goodbye.
Yeah. But I don't even have 2/3 blocks. What is this? Why is this deck hate me so much?
Okay, I'm happy to see that. But if you take 1 damage, it's not the worst. You can still survive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a choice. Yeah. I have to take 1 here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I had a rouse. That's what it was. A rouse and a cranial crush.
Okay, move to arsenal. So there is a chance if I can get off Vexing plus Rosetta for well, not anymore because you're at 3, but
I'm at 3, so I can
chip. I can at least chip that way, which is what I need because I think I have all 3 Vexing still in my deck.
Yep.
So there's a good chance that I can end it.
Yeah, I'll just Anothos for 4.
So I can't even. Oh man. Okay, I'll have to do it this way.
2 blocks.
Yeah, it's got to be this way. It's gonna be a single 3 block. Become the Arknight. Go to 1. Okay. I did find my mauve blue though, so I'll be playing that.
Sure.
Mauve blue. We'll pitch Dread Triptych to Spellblade Assault blue. 1 floating, so it is gonna be 1 rune chant created off. Sorry, 3 rune chants created off the back of that. And we're coming in for only 2.
Sure. So I'll pitch. You said, oh, you didn't actually. hit me with Rune Chance.
There's no Rune Chance right now.
I was pitching for Rune Chance. I got
sorry. There are none. There will be. I'm gonna Rosetta you, but
yeah. I'll block with Chokeslam.
Yeah,
I got real confused there. Okay.
Spend the last Viserai on Rosetta. So this is gonna be 7. 3/2/2.
So this Grandeur, which is Bravo. Yeah. I create a Seismic, funnily enough.
Yeah.
That blocks your Rune Chance.
So you'll block all 3 Rune Chance. Yeah. So then 2 Arcane, 2 Physical.
Yeah. So you'll get my cards, and I'll go to 2. So I'll essentially pitch to block 1. And then I'll block.
I will Arsenal 1. Pass to you.
Yep, I'll draw it. Pass to you.
Okay, Seismic pops.
Yep.
I only got like 2 turns left. Okay. Oh, not a bad hand actually. So I'm gonna do Mauve Skies Blue. It's my last Mauve Skies, by the way, of the deck.
Okay.
And we're gonna be pitching for a yellow Shrill. So that's not bad. So it's going to be 6 physical. No Arcane yet.
Yep, block 6.
Okay. Next, I will... so actually I have 1 floating, sorry. I will then play Revel from Arsenal. So that's probably the key that's going to end the game. I'll create 5 Rune Chance going to 6.
Yep.
And then I can pitch for Rosetta. For hopefully game, it's 10 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I can block 6. Yeah, the issue with this game is I don't know like how much constructive things I can take from this game, considering that like this is not your average game, considering how the decks are built.
Yeah, I mean,
this deck.
Yeah, I will say that the Spinals mattered a lot. Blocking just any Mauvre on Sky from gaining Go again. I was hoping that I could at least create a Rune Chant and then play Read the Runes or something, or like have a bit of setup with some non-attacks and then play an attack, and that'd be it. But it really limits what you can do. So Read the Runes is the only thing you can do off of a Spinal Crush, pretty much, or a single red attack.
Yep.
It was rough.
Yeah, the key is that I think in my first 3 turns, I had all blue, but like no, my very first turn I had 2 reds and 2 blues with imposing, so I couldn't even imposing turn 1, which is super rare. My next 2 turns I had 3 reds and then 3 reds, and then I had all. So essentially, I think based on that the game was kind of over. But the fact that you also had your hands were on average better. You just had some more awkward hands, but like damage wise, your hands were still like, okay. Even, like you still Moth Shrilled a lot.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. Even the blues I had, Blue Shrill is still 4 damage, not the end of the world. Plus it creates the Rune Chance off of Viserai. I also had a turn where
it's 5.
It's 2+2, I think.
No.
Oh, you're right. Oh, did I might have misplayed then. I think I said for 4. It might have been 5. Yeah. Small misplay.
Yellow is 6.
You're right. You are. I just read it. Yeah, it is 5. So so it's a 2 blue card for 5. Not bad. Twice I had a turn with Mauvre on Sky's yellow plus 3 blue cards. So that happened twice, which wasn't ideal. And then I also had a turn where I had 4 red attacks and no non-attacks. So I really couldn't do anything. That was a turn where I had to pitch like 2 red cards to play Rattlebones, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like on the Bravo side, I wasn't able to punish you because my hands were really bad. So and then there's another one where I had double crippling crush when I had like barely any res left because I drew them all early and then have double crippling in hand. It's just it's like sometimes like nobody's ever won a tournament by being unlucky, right? So sometimes you can bring like a really good deck and have a bunch of reps in it. It just proves to show like your deck could just tell you to go screw yourself.
We saw it on both sides really, so that's why it balanced out to an actually pretty fair game.
So you just have to kind of remember your key win cons. Like there are like some issues where I could have made some like monkey turns by like heaving Pulverize and probably lost the game on the spot.
Right.
I will say double Pulverize is kind of bad. I think I would just rather go to 60 cards and take the Pulverize. The key with the second Pulverize that I like is that if you have to be forced to block with one early, you still have the chance to get one out if you have to, and they are trying to like Viserai is just blocking a bunch and you need to push through damage. It is something you can do. However, I don't think it was worth it at all. I think 1 Pulverize is fine. The sinks were real good. I might just run 3 sinks and 1 Pulverize instead, and that's probably fine. Race Face is good. Again, like you can't draw double CNC. Like double CNC or Race Face in the blue is just not it, right? You know what I mean? It's just like a Spinal or Race Face CNC.
It would have been good, but yeah. Maybe not this
Yeah,
turn.
so it was kind of teetering on. But I think both decks, as I kind of mentioned for before, it's about 50. I think the matchup's about 50-50. I don't think Bravo has like a particularly amazing
Like win rate.
like well, no, not win rate. It's not incredibly favorable into Viscera, I don't think. I think it's much better into Briar. Because then you just get to run Chokeslam. And when you run Chokeslam, it cancels out like Channel Mount and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think
yeah,
it's better at screwing with Briar than it is Viscera.
for blocking like Shrills, I guess.
Yeah, overall, I think Bravo has a better matchup into Briar. I think Bravo into Viserai is about 50-50. So it really just comes down to like if Viserai is able to get around because I think there were 2 turns you drew double sync, so you ended up syncing. So like sync, yeah. when I actually ended up getting cards I could do stuff with, you drew the only answer you had. Yeah. So it's kind of like a matter of navigating those couple key turns, which.
Yeah, Sync came out really good against Terra Sunder. I blocked, but then you end up pummeling me anyway, I think. Or that wasn't on the Terra Sunder. No, I think it was on the
Erase Face.
It was the Erase Face that you pummeled me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it was on Erase Face, which is like it's not CNC because I drew all 3 CNCs like within 2 turns.
One thing I'll mention too is that from the Viserai side, it's not as scary as you think to get pummeled. You can just take it in stride. Keep one card, worse. Like Read the Runes.
Right. Yeah, it's much worse for Briar. I think Briar is definitely a lot.
Viserai can do pretty well on a 3-card hand. We saw a 3-card hand where I ended up playing Mavrion into Shrill into Rosetta. That's still a lot of damage. That was like I think like 7 + 4, so 11 damage on 3 cards. It's not bad at all.
Yep. No, it makes sense. If you like the content, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We will be doing the giveaway fairly shortly for our August 1K sub, so stay I'll look out for that. I think this video won't be counting for it, but our last video counting will be on Tuesday release. OKNY discussion. And with that, from wherever you're watching the world, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bye for now.